No matter how big or small, behind every business are people.
This is brilliant. I really truly believe that I have some of the best clients out here on Long Island.
Lisa Mirabile makes sharing their stories her business.
Talking with the people that I work with so closely every day and how phenomenal I think they are, and then sharing them with everyone else is really special.
This is Marketing That Moves You.
I'm Lisa Mirabile, and this is Vertigo Media Group's Marketing That Moves You. And I have a very special guest today. I'm here today with Iryna. Iryna, how are you?
Hey, Lisa. Very glad to meet you. I'm great. What about you?
I'm doing well. So let me tell you a little bit about why Iryna is so special. So Iryna comes from the Ukraine, but she is absolutely phenomenal at what she does. And she does so many things. I'm so excited for you to tell our audience all about the many things that you do.
Thank you so much for this beautiful introduction, Lisa. So it's true, I'm Ukrainian, and I was born in Crimea. That is fantastic peninsula with incredible nature, in some kinds of little artistic city that probably helped me to figure out what is my mission in life and what I am inside myself in general. After I moved and I stayed many years with my family in Kiev, that is capital of Ukraine, but probably now everybody all over the world heard what is Ukraine and Kiev.
Yeah, hearts go out to them.
Yeah, and the last 8 years I spent in France. That became my second motherland, and this country is very important for me. Actually, my family is still there. And Europe was always my second motherland for many reasons, because my experience with learning languages started quite early for Ukrainian kids since 13 years old, and I stayed a lot in Great Britain, and I experienced different countries in schools for Ukrainian kids and not only for international schools, I would say.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So, Iryna, you do so many wonderful things. You're an author. You are an entrepreneur at heart. You have your own clothing line, correct?
Yes, it is a little bit, I would say. I would share that with you. Yeah, so actually, if I would say, you mentioned so many things about me, and I think when you're creative, and Lisa, you know it personally, it's never enough, you can stop, you know. When you start with something, I want to draw, I want to dance, I want to write this thing or that. So actually, my background is stars and astrology itself. That science became my second education, and after 10 years of practicing and working with people individually in groups and organizing seminars, actually in France and Monaco also, where I had my company, I understood that it's a great instrument to understand yourself better, to realize what is your relationship with yourself, with the world, with your career, with your lover. And I understood it could be a great base for whatever I love to do in life, because when I used to live in Ukraine, I was quite creative, and my passion was broadcasting and writing books. So I did like 4 books in Russian language, and now I'm working on my number 5, but it's going to be the first one in English, hopefully. Finally.
Well, congratulations. Yes. And when do you think that that's going to come out?
That's going to come out, I guess, in a few months, because I have absolutely fantastic translator now.
You do?
Yes, and that's thanks to beautiful lady sitting in front of me. Thank you, Lisa, again.
Of course.
That was very helpful. So we are working on that, because when you're dealing with relationship and astrology and everything, whatever I do, I didn't explain how stars are connected to all my activities. It's book writing, it's creating articles, thematical articles on relationship.
So let me back up just a little.
Yeah.
Iryna's company is Stars About Stars.
Thank you.
Now, Stars About Stars came from, I believe you were a broadcaster and podcaster and interview extraordinaire in the Ukraine, but also in France and in Miami as well. Is that accurate?
Not actually. Podcaster, I'm started to be with you.
Okay, great.
But I was a host.
Happy to pioneer that.
But I was a host of my author show interviews, like Stars About Stars, that were interviews with celebrities based on their horoscopes and their past experience. So when being a journalist, I ask them some special questions when I saw what happened in their past in a proper age, and my questions were very, like scientific and creative at the same moment. So they really love that. When I especially guess, they say, wow, how do you know about that? This or that fact.
That's amazing. So what would you ask? Wait, practice on me. What would you say?
Okay, let's say if I saw that, for example, you have an aspect to, I don't know, I wouldn't say that, like divorce of your parents, or when you were a kid, for example, you moved from one place to another, and you imagine you're my celebrity guest, and I ask you, oh, when you were 80 years old, I see it was powerful Mercury, or I don't know, some stress aspect with Venus or Mars or whatever, and probably you moved by that time from one city to another one. Does it relate? Is it true? And you look at me and you understand it's not a gossip that somebody could know about you.
Right.
So it's not something that was written in news. You can Google it. So it's something very intimate and special, and say, oh my God, how do you know? So what's happening by that moment? Your emotions, your true, real personality is coming out.
Oh,
That's
sure.
beautiful. So people love that. I did it in Ukraine. I did it in France, in Monaco, and I did it online because it was already COVID challenge in United States, but I never implemented it in reality. Hopefully it's going to happen one day.
So I think it's happening now, right? I think it's happening. I think we're on our way. So when you take on a client, or you're going to talk about stars, what do you ask in the beginning? Like, what do you need to do ahead of time? You have to give your birthday. Like, tell me a little bit about how it works.
Okay, so when I used to work as an astrologer and astro-psychology, I would say itself.
Yes.
So I took date of birth, place of living, current one for like current 5 years, because it's very important when person is moving. Actually, natal map, that is basic map of the person, is changing as well. Houses of horoscope that figure out how you can realize yourself in love, in habits, in career, in health, in every kind of field of horoscope and part of life. And very important, your precise time of birth.
Precise.
Yeah,
Okay.
Precise, yes, sorry. So it's more about understanding your potential for a month, for a day even, in details, and for a year. So when you know a little bit what could happen, because we are talking only about potential, never about prediction with astrology. Okay. So you can find the best time for your decisions. I'm gut follower. I think that everything happens for a reason.
Absolutely.
I believe in karma. I believe in destiny. But astrology is some kind of extra instrument that can help you to find the best timing for that, for your decision from your heart, first of all. Yeah,
I love what you actually said when we talked a little bit offline, that it's a part of God. Like astrology is a part of God. And basically it's because the universe and the creation of everything. But what does God, I think, stand for? I thought that was so interesting.
Yeah, for me it's some kind of protection, like from something bad what had happened to you. We have beautiful translation in my book, Guardian of Overcoming Distress. That's how I find God for myself, that it's a special power that guides you in love, that is, you hear it through your intuition.
Yeah.
Like a special voice, I don't know, maybe signs of universe that you see everywhere, that gives you a guess what could be the best for you. Mm-hmm. That's kind of special feeling.
You have to trust that intuition, huh?
100%.
That's amazing. That is amazing. So you help guide them through, I think, their career, but your area of specialty is so important. What exactly? Why don't you tell us about
it's relationship.
Relationship.
I would say that I've been learning so many things in my life. That's one of the biggest passions. To read, to learn, to educate myself. I had that opportunity since childhood. Yeah. My parents supported me a lot, and I was a lucky one, lucky duck.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, and now when I met another person, very special one in my life, I understood where all this knowledge brought me to, because I was graduated for Reiki, that is healing, for Theta healing, for psychology, astrology, astro-psychology, sexology, so many basic, directions around these exoteric and esoteric sciences. But when I met my partner, I understood that the biggest value of my life now is my relationship, because what we got from our parents is what we were given. They
Sure.
gave it to us. What we built up by ourselves, it's actually where here we are creators. So
That's beautiful.
yes, I understood that my biggest value now is relationship, and whatever I'm doing, all my activity, including stars, psychology, whatever I manipulate with to build up my session with my client, it's focused on relationship. Because, love, we are all love seekers.
Sure, of course.
So-
And I believe truly in my heart that you can't go wrong when you come from a position of love, right? When you come or from a place of love, no matter what decision you make, it's going to be the right one, right? And I love the way you guide. I truly do love the way you guide your clients. And I think that you help them through so much. So as a relationship coach, what type of guidance do you offer your clients?
There are people, for example, there are love seekers who try to understand what they really want in life. Sometimes client comes to you and say, oh, I want to figure out relationship with this girl, but she doesn't want me. Guys, it's all about values. It's all about goals, and all about understanding what do you really need for. Because sometimes we are so full of frames that society or our family opinion or friends opinion created, for example.
And ego.
Ego, definitely. Like everybody asks, I want wife, I want husband, I want success, I want this, I want that, I want house, I want, I don't know, kids, cats, dogs, whatever. This is picture. After you realize through life that, for example, you want to be, I don't know, an artist, or you want free relationship, or you want relationship on distance, or you want relationship without obligations, or you want just marriage, or I don't know, or you want really that first picture that we came from, and you are not interested in, I don't know, in career realization, because your family, your value, your kids, whatever is everything for you. So we really have to be super honest with ourselves, first of all, what we really want, not our mind, but our heart, what we are meant to be. So here we are. When I talk to my client, I try to let him or her hear himself, herself, first of all. Since you accepted your real need, you can understand, because maybe that girl you were running for is not for you at all.
Right.
Maybe she has, I don't know, 6 kids and say, oh my God, I'm scared of kids at all, so that's not for me. And it's not about image. It's your life. You're living it. You're taking the responsibility.
It's hard to be really honest with yourself.
Oh, that's, yeah. It is.
Right? It's practice, I think.
It's through conversations.
But not through Stars About Stars, because Iryna will help you get there. That's right.
Yeah, thank you. And another type of clients, if we continue with that, it's like actually couples, couples who are suffering, who have some transformative moments, and they come and say, listen, it's very easy to give up. You can always do that.
Oh,
to
sure.
leave,
It's easy to walk
this
away.
is
right?
always an option, okay? Yeah. So I think that astrology helps not in aspect to choose your partner. I don't love people who come with 10 maps and say, help me to choose one of those guys who match me better. I don't do that.
Okay.
I'm working with a special partner who already important for your heart, who you love, adore, and you're fighting for him, and you try to understand him or her better, to understand the character, to understand all sides of yourself and your lover, your beloved one. And here we go. So that's how I use astrology, to open up your heart, your understanding of yourself, and try to figure out how to find the best key to open the heart of your beloved one.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about it again. We talked about it earlier, right? The real work starts once you're in that relationship.
Oh,
Now it's a matter of keeping it going, right? And keep the passion alive, keep whatever attracted you at first.
Yeah.
An ongoing story, right? Creating your love story every day. It's really hard to do. So having guidance through that, I'm sure, is amazing.
I think that's love. It's everywhere, even profession.
Sure.
If you have this chance and blessing and opportunity, do what you love in life. It's going to bring you to the stars.
That's right. Well, you did something interesting the other day, which I thought was pretty amazing. You were a host on a different type of show.
Oh, my God. You know everything, Lisa.
Yeah, I do. Well, I do follow you on social media, right?
Thank you.
Everyone should really follow Iryna on social media. And
Thank you so
how do we do that, by the way?
Oh, that was a cool experience, you know. So, Off the Bench show. It's all
Off
about
the bench.
Off the Bench show.
Okay, got it.
They are so good and great in New Orleans. Two boys who are great, like football players, and I know zero about football. I just really didn't know who's Tom Brady, you know.
I thought it was hysterical that you were there. I'm like, that's great. What are you doing there? And then it all came together.
Yeah, I have.
What a great show.
Yeah, it was idea of fantastic producer Mike Agavino. He decided, oh my God, Iryna, these stars, you know, like, why don't we use them in something that is really useful and interested for United States? I say, what is that? He said, sports. We all love, we adore and respect sports.
We are diehard fans.
Even women, you know,
Yeah.
I felt horrible. I said, oh my God, I don't know this. And my father and like all my family, they adore sports also. So I think I should try, you know.
Yeah.
So without understanding who's who, I looked through the special astrological technique that is transits, potential for the day for each player. Of course, you can't judge, you can say, give any kind of prediction, and to understand who going to be more powerful today, because, you know, it's too many aspects together, too many players, too many judges, and so on. But anyway, it was fun because so many things came true. And without understanding, like, what is about sports and football, oh my God, that's probably, he scored, that was goal, you know, that was good, that was fun. Wow, it worked, you know, so that was some kind of
so it is written in the stars.
New challenge, you know, new opening of myself. I can say that I'm strong. Until now, I don't understand what I'm doing sometimes, you know, like I just remember
It's great.
how these guys look, what are their numbers, you know.
Right.
And that's it.
Well, you did an amazing job. So
Thank
many
you.
of those tips, I guess you would call them, really helped that day and actually came true, like you said. So you're right on, and you're a true professional at what you do.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you.
So how do we get in touch with you? How does someone find out more about your book, about who you are?
So now we are working out our website because it was like my old version of website, you know, focused only on astrology. Now I would say that I'm host and author of astrology-based projects because we have few of them. You mentioned like as well fashion that we never discussed, but it's some kind of thing that just starts now. So, you know, I have some
Exciting.
T-shirts. So we can talk about that a little bit later, but I have beautiful hats for girls with zodiacs when you know, imagine you're walking and someone says, oh, wow, she's Scorpio. Cool. That's my
I love
that's
that.
my woman, you know, like my mother, for example, or my sister. That's some kind of cool. So fashion is the last thing. My social media is my website that is still under reconstruction. We are coming out with new ideas, Stars About Stars. That's all about new brand, completely focused on project based on astrology. It's my Instagram, that is Stars About Stars also, and me, Iryna. And Facebook, I do some posts there also, my thematical articles based on stars and planets. And I'm not that powerful, honestly, in LinkedIn. That's some kind of new step, you know, I'm not very technical woman, I'm more creative. But, and of course, YouTube, that we are going to develop more and more. With the war, I stopped it for a while, but now I came back again. And I'm sure we're going to continue with new interviews and new broadcasting or whatever is useful for our followers.
Well, you have to connect with Iryna and go to Stars About Stars. All over social media, you'll find her. And I do recommend you connect. DM her for some private, right? I can say that? DM Iryna for private counseling. And she'll help guide you into love. So thank you for being my guest today, Iryna. Thanks for joining me. I look forward to everything that you're doing. You have so many great projects, and we'll be following you.
Thank you so much, Lisa. It was an honor being here with you. Thank you, and thank you, America. I love your country. It's
God
a great
bless.
one. Thank you so much.